These are the down and out. Familiar images of displaced people on our streets, far removed from our lives. Most of us feel we could never end up like this, yet some of us do.
I was one of the people that thought that welfare was something that you could do without. I was working, I had a college degree, I had it made. I never thought that these times would have, befallen myself. But now I know different. It could happen to anybody at any given time.
People are starving, people are having their life cut off, people are being evicted, and it will get worse before it gets better.
The plight of Sydney's ever-increasing homeless population was highlighted by the opening this evening of a new drop-in centre and emergency food outlet. It's not run by the established religions, but by the Hare Krishna Society, and it's called the Food for Life Centre.
Religion and charity have always gone hand in hand, but for the down and out, the druggies, and the many lost souls who make the streets of King's Cross their home, it's generally the Sydney City Mission or St Vincent de Paul to whom they turn. But the increasing numbers of people needing emergency meals has led the Krishnas to join them.
Our founding spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, he told us that around each temple for 10 miles no one should go hungry. So we opened up the Food for Life simultaneously with moving here about 5 years ago.
Since emergency aid was cut on the 1st of October, the number of people queuing for food at the Hare Krishna Food for Life Centre has almost doubled. Almost 200 a night are expected by the end of the month if there's no boost in emergency aid from the state or federal governments. To help cope with demand, the Hare Krishnas tonight officially opened an extension of their dining area.
Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride.
The founder of the Krishna movement has said that no one, at least within a 10-mile radius of their temple, should go hungry. For 2 decades they've been working on this, but in the past few years their work with the hungry, particularly here in America, has proven that the lacto-vegetarian diet they've always embraced provides those most in need with more food for less money and far better nutrition than a meat-centered diet. And as far as your health goes, medical evidence indisputably indicates that you're far less susceptible to cancer, heart disease, and a host of other ailments with a properly balanced vegetarian diet. And just for the record, if the world as a whole reduced meat production by just 10%, we could release enough grain to feed 60 million people. We get back just 1 pound of beef for every 16 pounds of grain fed to the cows.
I don't know how they cook it, but but it comes out real nice. You eat it a little bit, and then you eat a little bit more, and you start eating a little more and a little more, then you want to come over every day.
And I do find it quite nutritious, and it does come in handy for me, I like it a lot.
The diet consists essentially of grains, fruits, vegetables, and the full range of dairy products, including cheese, butter, yogurt, cream, and milk. Because meals are carefully balanced, cholesterol counts are kept below 120. They emphasize protein, fiber, and carbohydrates, and avoid processed foods as much as possible. They receive free government surplus food in some cities and often get food donations or reduced rates from merchants. Foodstuffs from their own farms are also available for this project. Between Detroit, New York, Dallas, Los Angeles, and many other American cities, they serve over 20,000 free meals per week. The amount of nutrition provided by a typical Food for Life meal, compared to, say, a hamburger or a hot dog, is dramatic to say the least.
We follow the Vedic system of food preparation, a tradition found in India for thousands of years. It stresses the principle that cleanliness is next to godliness, so all of our cooks must bathe before they work, and the kitchen must be kept spotlessly clean. The Vedic tradition also includes knowledge of how to prepare, spice, and cook food to derive the maximum in taste and nutrition. And because God is the provider of the necessities of life, everything we prepare is offered as a sacrament before it is served.
Hare Krishna Food for Life volunteers procure foodstuffs, transport them, cook them, and distribute them without the help of paid middlemen or professional agencies. They also advise families in need how to procure and prepare nutritious foodstuffs. Here in Ohio, devotees are dedicated to bringing the most highly nutritious food to the greatest number of people at the lowest possible cost. That's why the city of Cleveland gave them a $20,000 grant to feed the poor. They produce 4 basic meals that cost only 52 cents each, including transportation and all other cost. And all 4 yield adequate protein and calories. They regularly counsel people below the poverty line about nutrition, how to avoid highly processed food, too much starch, sugar, and fiberless foods, and how to obtain natural, pure foodstuffs and cook with them.
Hare Krishna has been providing free meals for our office and the Southeast office for the last year. They've done an excellent job at both sites. They have served anywhere from 150 to 200 meals per day. They've reached a point now where our clients expect them to be here every day. They line up in front, waiting for them to come, and if for some reason they should be late, the clients are upset with that. But they do look forward to them being here. Our clients, for the most part, we handle a lot of general relief clients. They don't have any money. Half of them don't have food. Some of them haven't eaten in several days. And so the meals program provided by Hare Krishna is a tremendous service for our community.
Now, Dallas has a new kitchen. It's run by a religious group that's offering a rather unique menu. As Channel 4's Barbara White tells us, it's totally vegetarian.
Hare Krishna cooks spent most of the afternoon preparing food for their newest project. These are the makings of a typical meal that will be offered free to several hundred needy people 5 days a week. It's 100% vegetarian, a dish that combines rice, beans, and a variety of vegetables. The food is transported from this kitchen to the soup kitchen several blocks away. Today's opening ceremonies drew the community's curious, as well as Dallas Councilman Craig Holcomb and the National Krishna Food Coordinator. The center is located in what is known as Little Asia. The area has a high population of Vietnamese and other refugees, and today they appeared anxious to take part in the vegetarian meal. Barbara White, News 4, Dallas.
Today, not only are the Hare Krishnas accepted, they're actually being depended upon for their aid work in such places as Sydney's King's Cross, where they give 1,000 meals a week to down-and-out residents.
This is a modern-day soup kitchen in Sydney's King's Cross, and just part of the charity distributed daily by the Hare Krishna movement around the world. Amongst the diners this night, the Reverend Ted Noss, whose wayside chapel just down the road has struggled to bring religion against the tide to the godless King's Cross for a generation.
The temple here, not only would the chapel not be able to do its work effectively, but I think the whole community would suffer. The vast amount of meals served, I mean, what the government would have to do with so many hungry people without their continuous work, I think would be enormous. I think the money they save the community is measured in hundreds of thousands of dollars. Hare Krishnas, in a way, I think in the 21st century will fulfill the role that the Salvation Army fulfilled, say, in the 18th and 19th centuries.
Tonight's opening of extensions to Hare Krishna headquarters by local MP Michael Yabsley highlights the urgent need for government funds to be channelled into this important work.
I think the work that they are doing is marvellous, particularly in view of the fact that there is total independence from government and absolutely no desire to develop any dependence upon government. And in this day and age, that's a singularly great achievement. At the same time, there's obviously a very profound spiritual element combined with that I know very little about, but I can see a very deep faith there.
The centre provides as many as 160 meals a day, and demand is continually increasing.
And it was Food for Life, an answer to a call from the hungry and homeless in Philadelphia today. The action cameras at the grand opening of the Hare Krishna Food for Life shelter on South Street this afternoon. The center has been sheltering up to 28 homeless people nightly since February. That with the help of funds from the Federal Emergency Management Administration. Right now the shelter is undergoing licensing proceedings, so it'll be able to accept referrals from adult services. Mayor Good was on hand to cut the ribbon today for the opening ceremony. Since the Hare Krishna Food for Life program began 18 years ago, volunteers have served over 80 million plates of free food worldwide.
Every few months, Hare Krishna Food for Life establishes new bases in major American cities. As surplus food from the U.S. Department of Agriculture and occasional cash grants from city governments come forth, and local communities continue to express their gratitude, the program appears to have unlimited growth potential. Food for Life has also expanded to include activities in India, the Philippines, Africa, Peru, Bolivia, France, and many other countries. Overseas operations now supply hot, nourishing meals to tens of thousands of hungry people every month. Government support in France and India has added needed impetus to Food for Life programs in these countries. In fact, every year it is growing, and Hare Krishna Food for Life is growing with it.
Lean on me when you're not strong.